Hey peoples of YouTube, today we are going to be remaking one of the more popular fairy tales, and that is Snow White. However, we are doing the original version, so just a heads up, it's not gonna be the one that you probably know and love, it's gonna be the weird one that nobody talks about. Alright then, hope you enjoy. Once upon a time, there was a sweet little princess born with such fair skin that they decided to call her Snow White, because this is what happens when you're not creative and your child is born white as a ghost. Very creative, parents, I applaud you. I applaud you. However, this is the olden times and people die all the time, so Snow White's mother died. R.I.P. Snow White's mother. Loneliness exists. So the king decided to remarry so that he wouldn't be all alone for the rest of eternity. And voila, we have the stepmother. The stepmother was an incredibly vain person who nobody really likes. As for why this guy married her, no clue. Doesn't say. Then the king kind of just disappears and isn't mentioned through the rest of the fairy tale, so he's done. We're not going to talk about him anymore. It is now just the stepmother and Snow White. And so, returning to the idea that the queen is incredibly vain, she used to every single day go up to the magic mirror that she just so happened to have, and would always ask it, "Oh, magic mirror, who looks the coolest in the land?" And every single time it would say, "You, my dear queen, look the coolest." And she was all just like, "Pug, great, I look the coolest, I'm happy now." However, one day when Snow White was of the ripe old age of 7, yep, 7, not 17, not 70, nope, just 7, just 7, when she was 7, all of a sudden, when the queen asked her magic mirror who looked the coolest in the land, it said, "My queen, you are incredibly cool looking, but alas, Snow White is cooler than you." The queen did not take this information very well, and she immediately flew into a rage of fit where she decided that, you know what, let's order a huntsman to kill my 7-year-old stepdaughter. And so she did exactly that. While Snow White was off collecting flowers or whatever, she sent the huntsman after her, and when they met up, they were all like, "Oh, hello, 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 hello," and the huntsman saw how beautiful the poor 7-year-old child was, and took pity on the child, because it's a child, guys. Guys, Snow White's 7. And he's all just like, "You know what? Run, child, run, I shall lie to her." However, the huntsman had been ordered to cut out Snow White's liver and lungs to prove that he had in fact killed her. So instead, he just saw a cow wandering along, and he was all like, "You know what, this is a great victim." And he just murdered it, and then brought the beef to the queen, and was all like, "Guys, this is a liver and a lung." However, the queen was incredibly petty, and ordered the cook to cook the liver and lungs of the cow, and then she ate them. I just want to bring up the fact that she currently thinks these are, Snow White's liver and lungs. Were the Grimm brothers alright? Like, I ask this a lot whenever I remake fairy tales, but, like, are the writers of these fairy tales, like, actually alright? Okay, well, Queen is eating fake Snow White. It's a good time. It's a good time. While the queen was practicing her newfound cannibalistic tendencies, Snow White was off running around in the woods, lost and alone, until she stumbled into a little hut with 7 beds and was all like, "Well, you know what? I'm sure that it's fine. Let's just sleep in this random bed." And I never thought that this fairy tale made sense, but considering the fact that Snow White is 7, it actually makes a decent amount of sense that she just strolled into a random house, drank out of their cups and ate some of their food, and then just went to sleep? Okay, well, actually this makes a lot more sense now. As night fell, the 7 dwarves that lived in this home returned, and upon seeing a small child in their bed, they were all kind of just like, "What?" As any normal person would be doing. But then they just kind of look at the child and go like, "Yo, you know what, they're here, so they can just chill," and rather than wake them up, ask who they are, any of that type of stuff, no, they just kind of let her chill, and they all just go sleep in their beds, other than the 7th dwarf, who just spends an hour in each other companion's bed throughout the night. Okay, just ignore the random sleeping child. You know, just it's fine, guys. It's fine. Just keep dancing on the table. It's fine. It's fine. However, when dawn broke and Snow White woke up, the seven dwarves then decided to ask her who she was, why she was here, and all that jazz. And upon hearing the sob story of her stepmother trying to murder her, they were all like, well, you know what? As long as you clean the house and cook, you are fine to stay here. We'll protect you. It'll be great. And so Snow White, not having very many other options, was all like, Pog, this works great for me. And so she stayed with the seven dwarves. However, back at the palace, the queen went to her magic mirror and asked it, magic mirror, who looks the coolest of them all? And the mirror was all like, bro, it's the same as last time. You're pretty nice, but Snow White's still 1,000 times cooler than you are. And the queen was incredibly offended by this information, as she thought that the hunter had killed Snow White and that she had just eaten Snow White's lungs and liver. Just, okay, queen, it's fine. It's fine. Moving on. Moving on. She thought that Snow White was dead. But turns out, no, she's not. So she was all like, well, you know what, we're gonna track her down and we're going to kill her ourselves. And so the next day, before the dwarves left, they told Snow White to stay here and make sure that she doesn't open the door for anybody, just in case it's the crazy stepmother. However, the queen came over during the day and was all like, hello, hello, hello. But she was disguised, you see, as a peddler. And she was all like, guess what? I've got some dresses for you if you would like to try them on. And Snow White was all like, well, you see, I was told not to let strangers in. But then the lady was all like, yeah, but look at these dresses. And the dresses just look so cool that Snow White was all like, yeah, fine, you can come in. But when the lady came in and she slipped a dress over Snow White's head, she pulled the ribbons of the dress so tight that it suffocated poor Snow White, and Snow White fell to the ground dead-ish. Dead-ish. She was like still kind of alive, heart was still kind of beating, still kind of breathing, but she fell to the floor, and the queen decided that, you know what, that's dead enough, and she peaced out. However, that night, when the dwarves all returned home, and they saw Snow White deadish on the floor, once they cut her out of the too tight dress, she took a big deep breath of air and just got up like nothing happened. Alright then, good for you, girl, she's alive. And so the queen, confident that she had finally murdered Snow White, strutted up to the mirror and was all like, magic mirror on the wall, who's the coolest of them all? And the magic mirror was all like, bruh, what you want me to say? You're still pretty cool, but Snow White is cooler. Now this made the queen incredibly mad. I mean, this is her second attempt on her stepdaughter's life. She's only 7. How hard is she to kill? So now the queen, thoroughly miffed about Snow White being still alive, decided that it was time to bring out another plan. And she went down to her magic brewing stand and was all like, guys, let's make a magical comb so that we can murder our 7-year-old stepdaughter. Woohoo! And so the next day, the dwarves left their cottage, leaving Snow White home alone again, this time with a double warning, like, child, do not open the door for anybody. Ever. However, the queen came to the door and she was all like, child, look at the comb. Look at the comb. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Here, I won't even come in. I'll just slip it under the door for you. And Snow White was all like, oh, Pog, free comb, let's go, totally not sus at all. However, as soon as Snow White had slipped the comb into her hair, she fell down onto the floor dead. Oh no, she's dead again. However, when the dwarves came back home again, and they pulled the comb out of Snow White's hair, she was magically alive again. And they were all just like, yeah, she's back, let's go, let's go. I'm sure you can see where this one's going. This time the queen went to her mirror and she stomped up. She was angry. She was sure that this time finally she had killed the blasted stepdaughter. However, when she asked the mirror once more, mirror, mirror on the wall, who looks the coolest of them all? The mirror said, lady, I still don't know what you want. You look great, but Snow White is cooler. Now the queen was absolutely livid. It's been 3 attempts to kill this blasted child. You got the huntsman, you got the dress, you got the comb. What else is there? So this time she was all like, Kate, we're doing something really, really evil. And she made a poisoned apple using her brewing stand. It was a beautiful looking apple, red and glorious and juicy, and this time she was dedicating to kill that blasted child. And so it all went as did before. The dwarves left Snow White alone, except this time they were all like, do not let anyone in. Do not take anything that anyone offers. Like, child, do you have a death wish? And once again, they left her home alone, and who do you think came to the door? Ha ha ha. And so the queen knocked on the door and was all like, hello there, child, can I offer you an apple? But this time, Snow White was wise. She was all like, nuh-uh, I'm not taking anything, I'm not letting you in, sorry, I'm not allowed to talk to strangers. However, the queen was crafty, and she pulled out the apple and chopped it in half. Because apparently, even though it didn't say it earlier in the fairy tale, one half isn't poison and one half is. And she was all like, watch me as I eat this one half of the apple. And she ate the unpoisoned half with no problems. At this point, Snow White really wants that apple. It looks so glorious and juicy, and now that she thinks it hasn't been poisoned, she's all just like, well, you know what, gimme the apple. And she takes the apple from underneath the door, and is all like, well, you know what, this is great. Here's to my health, and takes a bite and then falls down dead again. And so this time, the queen marched up to her mirror and was all like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the coolest of them all? And the mirror was all like, it is you, dear queen. You are the fairest of them all. And she was all like, oh my goodness, let's go. It only took 4 attempts at murder, but I finally murdered my 7-year-old stepdaughter. Let's go. And so this time, the dwarves came back home and saw Snow White dead on the floor again, and they were just like, wow, just a normal Tuesday. However, as they tried to first loosen her dress, and then comb through her hair to try to find another magical comb, they discovered that there was no way to bring back Snow White. They tried dousing her with water, with wine for some reason, because apparently that's going to make it all better. But alas, nothing that they did bring the poor girl back to life, and she just kind of sat there dead. Lovely. However, no matter how long Snow White remained dead, she never lost her beautiful fair complexion, her glorious red lips, and whatnot. So the dwarves felt bad about just burying her inside the earth, so instead they put her in a golden glass coffin, so that everybody could just stare at her apparently still beautiful dead body. Cool. Cool. However, one day a prince strolled up out of nowhere, and he was all like, wow, what a beautiful looking corpse. And he asked the dwarves, hey, I'm willing to buy this corpse off of you for any amount of money in the world. What do you want? And they were all like, oh no, we would never sell our precious companion's corpse. But the prince was all like, well, I would treat her like everything. I would treat her like gold, like diamonds. I would never allow any harm to come to her. And they were all like, okay, wow, Pog, just have her for free. As for why they're just exchanging a corpse, I don't know. Don't ask me. Why are you like this? However, when the prince's servants came to carry away the corpse, one of them tripped, and it jostled the coffin, and the chunk of apple that Snow White had eaten came dislodged from her throat, and she magically came back to life and was all like, yo, what's up? What's happening? And so the prince, seeing the glorious child come back to life, was all like, yo, child, this is amazing, this is poggers, marry me. Which, I just want to flash back to the point where, the point when the queen gets uber jealous is at 7? The fairy tale doesn't explicitly say any time passes between Snow White running away and just dying. So technically, it says time passes as a corpse, but she's a corpse. She doesn't grow. She's still 7. What is wrong with you? However, the queen, safe back in her own castle, did not know that this was happening. And she was all like, haha, well, now that I know that I'm the coolest looking, might as well just ask my mirror anyways, just to stoke my ego. However, this time when she asked the mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the coolest of them all, the mirror said, oh my dear queen, you look so gorgeous, but the new queen is even cooler looking. And so at this point, the queen discovers that Snow White is still alive, and she's all like, oh no, what am I supposed to do now? And at first, she was all like guilty, feeling like she's gonna come after me. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Should I go to the wedding? Which is a weird question to ask when you've literally tried to murder the bride, but okay. Okay, just fine, you do you. However, even though the queen knew that she had tried to murder Snow White, in the end she decided, you know what, let's go to the wedding. What could possibly go wrong? However, when she arrived at the wedding, Snow White recognized her stepmother, and all of a sudden all the guards were like, you know what would be a great thing to do? Let's heat up some nice hot iron shoes, dump some hot coals in them, put them on her feet, and then just leave her there. And so they did that. And then in the fairy tale it says that she danced on the hot shoes until she inevitably died. Oof. That's not a great way to go. Well, the queen's dead. The end. Well, that's it for my Minecraft rendition of the original version of Snow White. Hope you guys enjoyed this tale. Like, I'm pretty sure that Snow White can't be 7. Like, even that's a bit young for olden times. Like, that's just messed up. That's just messed up. Well, I'm hoping that's just a mistranslation. Hope you guys have a great day.